starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
Sounds that up? Sounds that up, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. وأكيد دلوقتي سهل إنك تكسب أسرع صح؟
ها؟
تكسب أسرع صح؟
بسببك صح؟
I eat drugs because I like it.
You eat co?
Drugs.
Ah, drugs. Je vends de la drogue si tu veux.
C'est dur.
Cocaïna, méthamphétamine. Non, cabrón. Je suis Colombien. Un Mexicain. Non, un Mexicain. Non, un Colombien. Non, ta gueule, toi. Non, mais toi, ta gueule, fils.
Je connais te parler qui là.
What happened?
Comment moi, je vais dire, il y a plus la soirée.
The Fatui?
This atmosphere is highly abnormal. It seems as though something big has happened.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for gunshots first.
Ils sont venus à 4 sur moi, ils m'ont pas lâché.
Gondel, c'est un jeu en ligne.
Ouais, c'est que en ligne, c'est un jeu sur ligne.
C'est pour cela qu'elle te casse les couilles.
Ouais, les gens ils cassent les couilles pour rien. Je viens de commencer. Je fais que d'apparaître, il y a toujours un mec qui attend un spawn. C'est un truc de ouf.
Elle te tue quand tu responds.
Ouais, à chaque fois. Là, c'est la deuxième fois. Le premier, l'autre il avait un arc et une machette, il m'a rush. Il devait être content. Oh, je l'ai tué. Oh, il a quand même fait une pierre. Oh, trop bien. Mais pas bouffon.
Redonne.
Quoi? Le jeu il est totalement bugué.
Non, je demande si t'es là ou pas. Juste ça. You know, Mr. More money than sense.
Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Je crois que je vais faire comme eux, hein. Je vais faire un arc direct, je vais tuer tout le monde, voilà, sans raison. Ils sont tout nus, je les bute. Là, un mec tout nu, il est ultra gentil. Il m'a carrément donné des trucs.
Ouais, c'est trop loin quand même, les gars. Pourquoi c'est un jeu de merde, ça me casse les couilles. Aïe, je commence à regretter que je joue à ce jeu.
Tu joues à quoi, Mamat?
À Genshin Impact.
Y'a quoi sur Genshin Impact? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Il y a des choses qui cassent les couilles. Ouais, c'est sûr, si j'ai dit tu vas rigoler, tu me dis tu es nul et des choses comme ça, bah laisse.
Putain, tout à l'heure j'ai fait un bon début de game, mais il fallait que deux mecs viennent sur moi. Juste pour récupérer une pioche. Faut du tissu, il me faut 50 tissus, j'en ai 10. En plus la map elle est toute minuscule du coup. Regarde, il y a un autre mec, regarde, je vais m'approcher de lui.
Ah, ton bonhomme, comment je vois comme ça l'autre part. Primogène, let's go.
Et c'est bon, ils sont tous comme ça dans le jeu. Je suis juste passé à côté de sa maison, il a cru que c'était son territoire, il a sorti un arc qui m'a buté. C'est un truc de ouf.
Ok, moi ça va pas hein, quand t'es vu.
Eh, je passe, je suis tout nu, il voit très bien que je suis tout nu. Il arrive, il me tue. T'es obligé de jouer en équipe dans le jeu, c'est pas possible autrement.
And so full of Mora. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Et la first, et après, je me fais paniquer.
Alors, en plus... Je vais faire quoi pour te faire tuer toutes les 2 secondes. Surtout, je trouve le jeu il est vide. Y a rien.
Pourquoi?
Bah, je sais pas, tu le balades, tu tombes sur un bâtiment et il est au milieu de partout, de nulle part, et c'est le seul bâtiment qu'il y a dans la zone. En fait, il y a pas d'exploration. Il y en a, mais c'est pas comme dans Ark. Dans Ark, il n'y a aucune exploration aussi. C'est juste de l'aventure avec.
C'est pas un événement? C'est juste...
Il y a des événements, mais il faut être au niveau.
Non, Qu'est-ce que tu joues là? C'est pas un événement, Sébastien.
You've
Qu'est-ce que
already
les maps c'est
fulfilled your
trop petit.
task as guides.
Ouais, non,
So
c'est pas un
why do
événement,
you still linger
c'est la
here?
map normale.
Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way,
Regarde,
we
y a un
now
autre
come
mec
to
qui
my
va vouloir me
favorite
tuer.
part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Voilà, enfin,
Mais toi,
le
t'es
premier
parti
mec
où?
gentil que je vois. Non,
T'es pas...
vérifier quelque chose.
change...
Je peux parler aux gens dans le jeu quand je me mets en chat du jeu. Du coup, je me mets en chat
For
du jeu.
trouble, huh?
You could say that.
Et là, je viens de croiser un gars, il m'a pas tué.
When
Enfin.
Signora fended
le
the
premier, hein.
deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she
Non,
swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow
Je
and
vois pas
ice to make her
l'intérêt
escape.
de me tuer.
She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that,
Je
what
connais,
else
je connais
is
pas les
there?
trucs des momos.
De quoi les trucs de Momo?
Mot de passe.
Si.
Ah, tu le connais?
C'est Yacine avec un
Fighting talk, I love it.
majuscule au début.
Now let's see you live up
Et
to it.
28. Ou 28, ou 28, je sais plus. Demande à Nanzor, lui, il connaît, il l'a dit tout à l'heure.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
La Gwenda, je pense au chat, elle est gentille, mais...
Poor time, passable effort.
Qui?
Child. C'est bon, c'est avec les cheveux rouges.
Tartaglia.
Oui, c'est ça.
Time.
Il est gentil et...
Boba, get them! Judgment!
Not
Le
bad.
skin, elle le prend en one shot, le skin, tout.
So quick to flee.
Stand with me!
Ça va être le boost, c'est comme l'ornastique.
Try this.
You can't run!
You've made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Lui, je le sens, il va me tuer le fusil.
You can't run.
Got you.
Nice and spicy.
Il va me tuer, on parie combien? Et voilà, il me tue.
No use hiding back
Oh,
here.
il est content.
Prepare to be blown away.
Ma mère, il saute.
Judgment.
Il est arrivé, il a utilisé ses munitions pour rien, juste pour avoir quoi, de la pierre.
Our bond is strong. Out of my way.
Et j'en ai marre de ce jeu. C'est pas possible. Quand il y a un moment où on a de la chance, on
Your swordsmanship is quite impressive.
Allez, Changling, viens, s'il te plaît. Allez,
That's
Changling,
about
viens.
as far
S'il te
as
plaît.
you'll get.
Daddy, come. Daddy.
Je dis, elle est entamée.
Daddy, please, let's go. Daddy, Changling, stop play.
Ils vont pas
Please,
s'adonner.
Daddy.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing this to get close to the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Wesh, qu'est-ce qu'il fait, lui? Mais Gwendal, l'animation. Let's fucking go. L'animation, elle est trop bon. C'est qui m'a dit ta gueule? Tiens. The fucking animation is dope.
Oh! I agree, Daddy.
Mais il se passe quoi? Là, c'est quoi? Mais pour toi, ils sont cassés.
NPC,
J'ai
je
que
vais
des
à
jeux
la
vidéo, j'ai rien d'autre. Oh, j'avais pas que ça.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information behind the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it.
Regarde, TikTok de...
Nice and spicy. You can't run.
Putain, là, tu
What
tous les 2
amusement.
ans, tous les 3 ans.
4 ans.
Moi, je croyais que c'était tous les ans.
Judgment.
Mais voilà, il y a des TikTok de Rust.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. You can't run.
Ouais, voilà, et en plus, c'est exactement ça. La schizophrénie dans Rust. Il me tue pour rien. Je crois que t'as une Kalachnikov.
Judgment.
Comme c'est bizarre.
Comme c'est bizarre. J'ai une. Enfin, c'est peut-être 3
Moi j'en ai eu un, c'était la,
en plus,
c'était la
ça parle
vidéo avec
exactement
tous
de ce
les...
que j'ai vécu.
You can't run.
Les gens qui tuent pour rien.
Nice and spicy.
Ils ont autre chose à foutre, les gens qui savent jouer. Ils savent qu'est-ce qu'ils doivent faire. Ouais, un vieux mec qui fait comme ça.
Die here.
Nice and spicy.
Musulman, non?
Somebody lose.
Les musulmans quand ça t'arrange en fait.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Putain, j'ai cru.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think
En même
this
temps, il est
through.
noir.
Now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Scheiße!
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes.
Yes!
But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity.
Mais vas-y.
Quitte l'avocat, il fait
This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring
Mais
this
merde!
amiable conversation to an
Oh,
end.
j'ai un HP.
My quest still beckons.
Ah oui, ah, ok, je suis
Given that
mort,
the
mais
Gnosis wasn't taken by
il
anyone,
était mort, mais il m'a quand
then we
même...
must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of
C'est
sorts.
chiant de faire de la bouffe.
What? So you mean that...
Pourquoi Genshin Impact c'est comme ça?
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Je pense...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to
Brandon,
this,
si tu
for the
veux
weak
voir,
would be
là.
swept away
Là,
in the
là, là,
process.
là,
tu joues en
là.
solo.
The truth
Vous
is,
êtes tellement-
the world belongs to those who pursue
Ah, moi-
strength.
Vous êtes
I
tellement
seldom
vieux de
willingly
colère.
involve myself with the weak.
أحمد ربنا ما حطش.
Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our
وانا
methods
معايا
as
الاكونت
Fatui
التاني فانا
harbingers.
اقدر اعملها يعني.
Children must all learn to eat their
Mama,
vegetables
I don't
sometime.
care what about this.
شفت الترانسفورم؟
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
Attends.
A god?
Raiden...
Osial, overlord of the
Artefact, je le
vortex,
connais,
Raiden
who was
R30.
defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War,
Raiden pas.
and who has remained pinned
Mais-
beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon
Je fais
stone
les nouveaux
spears
artefacts,
ever
Brandon, et
since.
apparemment ils sont bien sur Raiden. Je vais voir si c'est mieux de les mettre.
Ah oui, ça augmente l'exubérance et tout là.
Ah oui?
If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity,
Quoi?
do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing
Vas-y, attends.
destruction?
Je vais voir déjà là où il est là.
But
Le donjon.
the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god
Il est où,
appear in a
le
world
donjon?
now overseen by the Seven?
Non. Ça sert à quoi?
À baiser ta mère.
Ok, d'accord. Ah, je crois que c'est ça. Augmente les dégâts infligés par la réaction de fleurissement, exubérance et de bourgeonnement.
Simple. I've already
Non, en
prepared the
vrai, il est mieux
means to
celui
awaken it.
que...
Hey, those are sigils of permission.
des boubillons, Raiden.
Oh,
Parce que ça augmente les
Paimon
dégâts
remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
de trucs. Et la compétence d'action.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, Breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Mais pourquoi je peux pas jouer en multijoueur? Ah, c'est ma question. Je crois que j'ai un bug, mais je suis pas sûr.
Non, Gwendal, l'animation. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ah, c'est normal, il est en train de se réveiller.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Neo, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Bah Gwendal, regarde mon stream, tu vas regarder. Non, bah non. Je vais pas. Beaucoup de choses, what the fuck?
Paimon's exhausted.
Gwendal, regarde le stream, obligatoire.
The jade chamber flying over just as we came out of the golden house. We really wouldn't have known which way to go.
J'ai une qualité pas comme ton.
Did we make it in time?
En
Is the
connexion.
overlord of the vortex still in the sea?
J'ai cru que j'allais
It
manger.
hasn't destroyed Leela yet, has it?
What are you doing
Yes,
here?
Exao. Ciao. Ayo.
It's the Adepta.
Maman.
What are you doing in the jade chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the
Tu vas regarder
chief.
les
Is
streams?
the fighting over?
Non.
Hein?
Non.
Vous êtes pas gentil du tout.
Maintenant, je crois que je vais déinstaller Apex vu qu'on joue pas.
Non, tu le gardes pour l'instant.
Non, s'il te plaît, non.
Et on y joue même pas.
Oui,
Bah,
mais quand
c'est
t'auras
Gwendal, le
un
trop
jeu,
du
tu
cul, il
désinstalles.
dit non. Moi, j'ai demandé
Mais
depuis le
c'est
matin
bon,
4 fois. J'ai
c'est
demandé
bandé.
4 fois à Gwendal.
Mais je veux pas. C'est moi qui décide.
Oh, Gwendal, t'es vraiment un pute, toi.
Faced
Oui,
with a
Warzone, hein.
calamity of such
100
magnitude,
gigas, vas-y.
we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite.
Bah, s'il te plaît, Brandon, fais pas.
C'est même pas
Bah,
ça
s'il te
en
plaît,
plus.
Brandon, fais pas.
Si, si.
Instant,
Eh, ça
on
a
joue.
changé normalement.
Non, c'est 100 gigas.
Non, c'est 50 gigas, trop du cul, va.
C'est 54, oui, je sais. Enfin, je sais que c'est pas ça. À 50.
Hein?
الجيج بتاعته حلوة بيعمل كيك انا شايفه
Mais c'est des menteurs. 50. C'est 50, pas du tout.
Si, c'est à peu près ça.
Pas 50, c'est beaucoup plus.
Je me rappelle, avec Anzor, quand on l'a installé, on avait dit que c'était pas beaucoup.
Bah, c'est bon, tu veux après on joue Apex?
Non.
Non, pas toi, abandonne.
Non.
Bah, vas-y, dis non, non,
Mais
non,
c'est parce
non,
que-
vous êtes bizarre.
Mais c'est parce qu'il n'y a pas Gwendal.
Après,
Oh, le sujet.
Paimon gets it. So how do you plan
et
to
tu veux
defend
pas, on
Leela?
joue ensemble, moi et toi, et c'est tout. Non, parce qu'il n'y a pas Gwendal. Je serais
This
Dick Rider.
overlord of the vortex guy puts a pin in Paimon's tummy,
Dick Rider.
even from all the way out here.
Hein? Allez.
It's not just you.
C'est
We've got
Gwendal le
new
Dick Rider.
Lilith recruits.
Bah,
C'est ta mère,
je demande,
Without
on
shaking.
joue?
Non,
Non.
toi t'es un dildo
Et
Rider.
pourquoi je joue pas avec toi quand on joue à Rocket
ordinary
League?
people to handle.
Bah j'ai joué avec toi la dernière fois.
Bah,
Bah
vas-y, arrête. Bah, c'est bon, fais comme tu veux.
Which is why we must
Là, je suis
stop
en
that
ranked,
monster
sur
before it
Rocket
gets any
League.
closer
Ah.
to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon will
يا ابني
fight
الخون
you
الخون يا ابني
against
نقول له تعال نلعب
enemies
ايبكس
like
يقول
that?
ها تعال نلعب ايبكس يقول ها الاخر اي جو في انستالي ايبكس يقول كي ها مش عارف قاعدين بتمنيكوا
تطلع منهم بس وخلاص
لا ما هم مش كده خدر قبا يرونوا ولا كده يا ابني هم بس يقولوا كده خدر ما يلعبوا ها مش فاهم حالتهم
يقولوا لك يلعبوا بس بعدين
اي مشكلة يا ريت لا حتى يا ريت لو
Lilith
هيقولوا
and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Ça en dit long sur ce.
The Chi Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it.
عملوا كأن بيدوا بني آدم ذهب بادي. لو بني آدم ذهب بادي مش هيكون عندي تيم اللي أنا عندي.
الفيل بيدو.
تيم NPC.
What
the fuck is this thing?
We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins
تيم
now.
تلعب بستوري؟ تيم تلعب بستوري؟
Yep.
Mamat.
Oui.
C'est le Dick Rider.
Bah ça se voit que c'est qui le Dick Rider. On parle pas de Dick Rider.
Ouais, c'est Mamat.
Bah c'est toi Gwendal avec lui. Vous êtes des Dick Rider, vous êtes des vraiment Dick Rider. Vous êtes des suceurs, des bites, Dick Rider, des salopes, des tout.
Qui vous? Homies.
Ouais, homies.
Je parle pas avec Dick Riders. Hein.
No homo.
Juste homies.
Quoi? Comment ça pas no homo, Gonia? T'as dit juste homies. Oh.
No homo. Just homies.
C'est quoi le
Stop les Daddy Jungling, viens. Daddy Jungling, stop les, comme les Daddy.
Eh, la ferme,
c'est quoi no homo?
S'il te plaît, les gars, Daddy Jungling, c'est où?
Ouais, mais non.
All able Lilith, with me! Let's go help too!
Maman, tu te suces la bite, tu dis no homo.
Attends, j'entends rien là, parce qu'il joue.
Non, non, no homo, ça veut dire... Non, mais je sais pas comment... Mais justement, il n'y a pas en français ce truc.
You can't run!
Ouais, je veux jouer à Rush. C'est pas possible de jouer sans mec connecté.
Du coup, tu m'avais dit quoi, il me passe la veine?
C'est Yacine qui a nul et après c'est 26. 16 ans.
You can't run!
28.
28.
28 ou 26.
Bah, je testais les de toute façon.
26 alors.
Ouais, vas-y. C'est libre.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
What the fuck?
Ouais, ça a changé ma chaîne Miska.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for
I
this
took one
afterward.
shot, nice!
Every last
Nice,
one.
we love this game. Suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my fucking dick.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Stand with me!
Tu veux être avec d'autres Dick Riders pas?
There are so many between you! We kill them!
Merci.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose
Here, take this.
This is different energy. That light from your body. It's like the Tyrant Julian Karst. Whoa, it's Madam Pink's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
Wish, I'm overpowered. Nice. Wagwan. Go, fat fuck. Fat fuck. Avec les petits beats.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
Wish, I'm fast as fuck.
T'as dit quoi, maman?
Hein?
T'as dit quoi?
Non, j'ai dit rien. J'ai dit you are Deck Rider.
Et pourquoi? Dis-moi
Eh,
pourquoi.
je parle pas à toi, trop de cul, va ta gueule.
T'as réussi, bordel?
Oui.
Dis-moi pourquoi, maman.
Ah bah merci, merci. Elle parle à moi, après elle me dit non, je parle pas à toi. Wesh.
This will hurt a little.
The fucking Deck Rider.
Non.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Et maman, dis-moi pourquoi. Maman.
Quoi?
Dis-moi pourquoi je suis un Dick Rider.
Hein?
Dis-moi pourquoi je suis un Dick Rider.
Toi, tu connais bien pourquoi tu es un Deck Rider.
Bah pourquoi?
Bah toi, tu connais?
Bah non.
Je connais ta mère.
Pourquoi? Dis-moi.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Ce que t'as dit, t'as dit en même temps, il a parlé de lui. Maman.
Oui.
Du fucking insane time playing.
À côté de ton frère en plus, en mode ça vient.
Avec son frère.
Moi j'entends rien parce que les voix c'est trop. Les games, c'est trop. Les voix c'est.
Maman dit Rider.
C'est Deck Rider. Ah t'as confirmé hein.
Il de ça mais c'est lui. C'est toi maman.
Yeah.
T'as
confirmé que t'es un.
Non, toi.
Un Glock, te prends un Glock à chaque fois.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Maman, j'ai confirmé que t'en étais un toi.
Quoi?
T'en étais un toi. T'as entendu?
J'ai rien entendu, je te jure. Il y a les voix des jouets, c'est trop. C'est trop.
Bah, t'as pas besoin d'entendre, c'est toi qui l'as.
Hein?
T'as pas besoin d'entendre, c'est toi que tu prends.
Non, j'ai rien compris là. Bah, connasse, t'as rien fait que.
No more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Fuck the animation, I will fuck with it. Wesh.
I will fuck you.
Ah bah vraiment, t'as vu? T'as accepté que t'es un Deck Rider, non? T'as accepté qu'il y a un Deck Rider? T'as accepté que t'es un Deck Rider? Bah première chose, je parle pas à toi frère. Première chose. Hein? D'accord? Quand on parle, t'étais pas là quand même. Hein? Donc ta gueule et entends qu'est-ce qu'on dit et c'est tout. Ah bah elle commence alors. Deck Rider 2.0 2.0. Oui? Pas plus que toi. Allez, thank you daddy. Thank you daddy. Thank you.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We
Rigolo,
can't give another inch, no matter what.
Gonal,
I have.
il a été.
Gondel, elle a rien dit. Gondel, elle a rien dit.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
Mamat, il voulait te faire un truc.
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber. What is the meaning of this?
Gondel, être un homme un jour de ta vie et dis la vérité.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend.
Let's go. We are powerful. Let's fucking go. Gonda, regarde le stream, s'il te plaît. Regarde. Quoi? Laisse-moi regarder, les gars.
Quoi? Tu veux regarder Gondam?
Oh putain. Oh, pourquoi je avais... Wesh. Elle est bizarre, ce mec. Elle est bizarre. Gonda, mieux, regarde les streams, c'est mieux.
C'est qui Gonda?
C'est ta mère. Wesh. Mec, t'es vraiment chelou, toi. T'es vraiment chelou, toi.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of
Mais là,
that
il a pas osé
monster
le dire
has
au début.
indeed begun to fade. The effects of the sigil of
Gonda, c'est vrai que j'ai dit tout ça?
Non.
Ah bah voilà, il a dit non. Bah voilà, il a dit non.
Il a rien dit, tu me racontes quoi?
Astaghfirullah.
Il a pas envie de parler, il est en train de pleurer.
Gonda, arrête d'être un déclarant, s'il te plaît. Ah les gars, j'ai 3 déclarants sur le groupe. Nice. Nice. Why you're my dick? Why? You're my dick. Why? Why you're my dick? Why? Non, j'excuse pas du tout. Non, j'ai rien dit, j'ai rien fait. Millilitres. Tout ça sur YouTube, hein. Tout ça, tout ce que vous avez dit sur YouTube. Parce que j'ai fait un live là.
Bah on s'en fout.
Oui. Bah oui.
It will be some time before the overload of the vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance.
Thank you. Merci.
If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Ok. Bah j'ai rien fait moi. Gondal.
Ouais.
Gondal, dis la vérité.
Ah mais attends. Mamat, c'est le babouin gay qui a violé les 5 hommes.
Hein? T'as dit quoi, Brandon?
Il a dit faire.
Ah, quoi? C'était quoi ce bruit là?
Non.
Quoi? J'ai rien fait. Pourquoi? Pourquoi? Je sais tout ce que t'as fait. Et je connais même pas. T'es où? Non.
Je suis pas un menteur, Mamat.
Vas-y, je quitte. Mais Mamat, excuse-toi.
Bah quitte, Inch'Allah. Inch'Allah, te retombe pas. Inch'Allah, je dors dans ton lit, tu ne réveilles pas encore. Inch'Allah.
Mamat, on a dit.
T'as dit quoi là?
Non, je dis rien, t'inquiète.
Attention,
tu veux pas que je me réveille?
Il peut manger ton chien.
C'est pas bien de dire ça, Mamat.
Bah, qu'est-ce que t'as fait, c'est bien? Et qu'est-ce que t'as fait, c'est bien?
Ah, le haramiste.
C'est la juive.
Haram.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Inshallah.
Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber.
Huh?
You're gonna go to hell.
You take your T-Max and
yes.
go to the
Bah, Inch'Allah, j'ai dit.
Quoi?
Quoi?
Il a dit l'esprit divin?
ما تفكر الله عليك وتبارك ترى. C'est chaud. Oh, je connais même pas ça veut dire quoi, mais merci.
Mais oui,
c'est un complément pour moi.
Il me tire dessus. Mais comment il me tire dessus? Je suis à travers un rocher.
At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now.
Ouais, je me rends compte, t'as dit tu vas dormir, va. Bah va dehors.
Il me lance des roquettes maintenant l'hélicoptère, c'est comme ça.
It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liu Qixing.
C'est qui t'a dit de me sucer, Léo?
Nice.
Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liu means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition. Don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago.
Il est parti en toi, chez toi.
Quoi?
Ouais, Mamat, t'arrêtes.
Quoi?
Mamat, dis pardon. C'est vrai, j'ai appelé la police.
Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
يا ترى واحد منهم شاف عمكم فاتين
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Oh, une citrouille. Oh, la base elle est ouverte.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
Tu regardes un film.
And who are you?
À 2 heures.
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
No, brother, you move it. Why?
What is that?
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons. Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
ما كان الناس وقتها هيك ترى وقفته. هاي.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Je sais pas. Le film que je t'ai dit, balle perdue. Alors, on regarde. Mais c'est un film d'action, c'est comme Taxi. C'est pas cool de penser comme ça, tu sais.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
Wesh, 21 de radiation.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Équipe.
S'il te plaît, laissez-moi essayer jungling, s'il te plaît. C'est impossible, c'est insupportable.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, maman?
Je veux essayer jungling, frère.
Faut que tu aies des bugs, jungling.
Ah, ta gueule, connasse.
Oh, ce radiation, mais il se passe quoi?
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait à lui? Je parle
I'm
pas.
happy that you got to skip the formalities.
Non, je parle à Chai, c'est trop du cul, va.
I'm sure you must have enjoyed that.
Bah comment? Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait elle ici? Jungling, please, I thought you were good.
Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it?
Yes.
I'm glad you still remember my name.
Wesh, 39 de radiation.
Right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
Si, t'es obligé.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyric goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue, together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue.
Ah voilà, c'est bon, j'ai trouvé. Les bad guys. Tu vas regarder ça?
That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, They commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Paimon
can't absorb so much information at once. So, Zhongli, what sort of contract did you sign with the Cryo Archon? Paimon's so curious.
One of the clauses of our contract was not to divulge any of its contents.
You're so petty. Paimon can't... so Zhongli...
One of the clauses...
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Judgment!
T'es là, Gondal? Gondal?
Ouais.
T'es là?
Ouais, je suis là.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Qui? Quel mec déjà? Parce qu'il y a que narcotique.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Il y a un film là.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our Lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel.
Elle est Paranormal Activity.
Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Tu as regardé? Vas-y. Il y est? Ah ouais. Ouais. Mais attends, je vais à la tête.
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi-Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Chi-Sing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Fais le dupe. Allez.
it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Viens doch. Attends, je me prépare.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be offered to Rex Lapis.
Et je suis prêt.
Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
Gimme some time. This is for me.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Ouais. Wesh, attends. Refais parce que y a mon écran ici. Attends, va zéro.
Rex Lapis. Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same mind as me, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
King le Boggy.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora.
Ce film, ah là là, une dinguerie.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
C'est Mama Raiden.
We've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden shogun.
Un film, alors ta gueule.
Bah ta mère la pute alors. C'est quoi le film?
Mais non.
C'est quoi?
C'est allemand le film. Le film il est allemand. C'est écrit en allemand. Ah non en fait. C'est écrit en allemand là.
Though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now.
It's gonna be the best day of my life. That's how I'll do it again. No, just don't look at me. Somebody gotta flip the legs. تعبي طيب عشان انت
Des billets.
يجي لك السني اللي هو في اخر الزمن ده كاركتر زي الزفت.
C'est le truc qui est dit.
لو كان معاك تلاتة كنت لازم تتصل لحد تاني أو تقدر تشوفها ناس اللي وشوف الخير كويس ناس أعرف بيت بس مش مرتك اختفت فيها هو الطرف بس مش ناس اكستريم فبس بس باركن فقط جيت 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 خلاص شوف
Non, menteur.
C'est trop dosé. Comment faire dosé quand même? لا تصمش أنا وجيمس كاكا وشو دخل كلنا كلهم
نسخة فيلم
الو الو Allô? Gondel?
Oui, maman.
Mais ta mère, pourquoi tu réponds pas?
Eh, maman, tu commences pas à nous casser la tête, on répond
ta gueule est un film là. Ah, t'as ta gueule toi.
The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, Though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti. Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just going to disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea. It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right, then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well, then. I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
Ah ouais, les voitures.
Nouveau Trump, après j'ai pu jouer, non.
T'as dit quoi, Mamat?
Ah, elle commence à t'apprendre encore.
Le mot Mamat, il parle de lui. Il se fait insulter.
Mec, c'est vraiment...
Mais Mamat, baisse ta mère quand même.
Ah, ta mère l'a pète, Gondal, baisse ta mère. Toi et lui, en même temps. Threesome. You're gonna like this.
Yeah, my mom like this. Oh yeah, baby.
Ah bah voilà.
I see the crystal when drop fall in the beauty of a sun, shining in truth. What's the meaning of this?
Mais je peux prendre un petit pote comme les mesures comme toi, Gundal.
Ta gueule.
Non, je pense.
T'as dit quoi, Mamat?
Je pense que je veux une mesure comme toi. Sur Genshin Impact.
Une maison comme moi?
Non, tu peux banni ta mère, Gundal, laisse.
Mais je l'ai pas compris en fait.
Bah c'est bon, c'est pas grave.
Si, c'est grave.
Ah, children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millelith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millelith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millelith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chising. What a shame.
Oh les cons.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go. But there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krustle. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. That's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Hello, Mr. Krustle.
How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhi Qiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhi Qiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhi Qiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhi Qiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Ça c'est nous quand il répond pas.
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Momo! Momo!
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Miss Zhi Qiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
14.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Fils de pute.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Zhou, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow. True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crosso the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Ils invoquent quoi là? FR quoi. Non, j'ai peur. Là, il y aura un cri. Ah non.
Even higher. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Chicho looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossell's.
Ce que j'aimerais bien faire dans ce moment-là, c'est me mettre un peu loin et créer toutes mes forces. Il veut un conseil. Non, mais pas courir. Voilà. On va courir pour faire peur.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last Mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last Mora that they're worth.
Ou des baleines, peut-être.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.